I remember when I brought Dreams out, legally people wanted to stop it. I didn't even, my own royalties were frozen from Dreams until this big huge court case had to go through. Yeah, there's a guy saying I created Dreams and I wrote Dreams, which he didn't. And I remember going to the whole thing and going through the trial and thinking, I can't believe this. And the idea that anybody could probably, if Rise, I nearly had the same thing happen with the single Rise.
It's 20 years in, still relevant.
Yeah.
A staple house in UK music. What lessons have you learned?
There's loads of music industry lessons. I'd say, first and foremost, if anybody ever throws anything under your nose to sign, make sure you go and get legal advice on it. Do not sign anything. Always take advice. And sometimes one isn't necessarily enough. 2 and 3. I think that first, you should always kind of remember what it is that you want from this and stay true to yourself. Remember that the road is never going to be, in the music industry, is never going to be straightforward. And I think that you have to be business-wise. I never came and looked at the music industry as a business. For me, it was about a passion. But then, I've been through a few managers. I've had to sign a few contracts and and now I make sure you get everything looked over. But I think you just have to stay true to yourself. But in terms of lessons, you learn every day. There's always something new. But I think you just have to remember and to ask yourself before you venture down that road, is this what you really want? Because you have to work really hard. It doesn't come easily, I should say. And I just think that as long as you know what you want, where you're going, what your strengths and weaknesses are, then you should work to be the best that you can be. Definitely.
I mean, just interesting you just pick up that point. I watched the TLC movie recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't, but I want to see that because I hear it's amazing.
Yeah, it's very to the point. And the whole thing about, contracts managers,
yeah.
The thing that I observed from it is that almost you have to watch the people who watch the money, you got to watch the people who have the power of attorneys. And I think as a creative, that's not their speciality.
Yeah.
You do that, okay, I trust you. I think creatives are generally trusting people.
That's right.
So how do you have to get that whole now?
I think that comes, in my experience, that came because of experience. Because in the early days, I remember before Dreams was even out there, I was having kind of a battle with one of the producers, and it's one of those things that Dreams nearly didn't happen because of the fact that somebody wanted me to sign, and I'd gone to their studio. Well, it wasn't actually their studio, it was a studio of another producer, Tim Laws, who created Dreams with me, and he was amazing. And they fell out, and the whole kind of business side of that was horrific. You see the fallout, and then how it impacted on me, because I remember when I brought Dreams out, legally people wanted to stop it. I didn't even, my own royalties were frozen from Dreams until this big huge court case had to go through. Yeah, there's a guy saying I created Dreams and I wrote Dreams, which he didn't. And I remember going to the whole thing and going through the trial and thinking, I can't believe this. And the idea that anybody could probably, Rise, I nearly had the same thing happen with the single Rise. Somebody had said that they'd written it and sent me a copy or something. It wasn't true. Funnily enough, when they sent, my song had been a full year before they'd even sent. It was nothing, it didn't sound the same, nothing. But the idea that, imagine somebody can wake up one morning and say, I'm going to make someone's life hell. I shouldn't even be saying this because somebody else could be thinking and they're going to do that to an artist. But it was incredible that something, could impact on you. And I think that, for me, when you sign to a label, know who you're signing to, have faith in them, but not have faith. You've got to look to yourself. Do you feel comfortable? Are they right for you? And if you have, your gut instinct tells you no, you have to go with it. Because what I always say, animals in the wild, the moment they hear something, they go on gut instinct. They don't have someone saying, oh no, it looks like they're doing that, but no, they don't mean it that way. Honey, they hear somebody, they run. We're humans, we start kind of trying to rationalize, and because of our logic, but sometimes we have explanations for why somebody's doing something, and we think, oh, but maybe it's not that. If your gut tells you something, you run. And before you do that, you just make sure you have somebody look over your interests, because otherwise you're in trouble. You could be signed to someone you don't want to be signed, managed by someone who's awful and doesn't have your interests at heart, hence the TLC situation. You know what I mean? So it was my experiences that taught me a lot, but I nearly didn't get started because of the legal side of things.